Look, we're doing interviews over there at youtube.com/TYT Interviews, and we've done some amazing ones recently. I love this, man. It's one of my favorite parts of the Young Turks.
I mean,
Trump stole your act.
Yeah. I mean, well, he definitely stole the hat stuff.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
my God.
I mean, the
We're
hat
fucking
stuff.
Trump.
Yeah, and it's
you
like,
should sue him.
I know, and his hats. If you look at him, I mean, when he talks about rebuilding our country's infrastructure, you look at the poor, low-quality hats that he's made for himself. I mean, you look at this hat. You look at his hats. Don't even have the American flag on it.
All these shows. How are you not on the Brady Bunch? What gives?
Yeah, I don't think I was on the Brady Bunch.
That's an outrage.
I don't know how that happened. I did My Three Sons. I did. I did pretty much every television show in the '70s.
But that was a show about kids, and you were a kid.
And of the 1,600, I think in 26, according to my notes, people that you were party to killing, how many of them were terrorists? Because we're assured by the U.S. government that almost all of them were.
I don't know. I was just told that they were enemies to the United States, and they hated us for our freedoms. They hated us for our religion or whatever excuse that they wanted us to believe. And I just don't know.
And do you think there might have been any kids in that number?
Yeah.
How much do the cops see not just the drug dealers, but the entire community as the enemy?
Always.
Always.
Always. Oh my gosh, that really happens? Of course it happens. Did you think the black community was lying for the last 100 years? Is that what we really thought? We thought they were lying?
Yeah. You're a Hollywood filmmaker. Why was it important to you to show up at that rally? Why was talking about this important? What in your life, your experience, has made your voice vital or necessary to this movement?
If for the last year and a half, you have been sitting at home and watching seemingly one incident after another of black and brown people, unarmed, being shot by the police in extremely questionable ways, and not having the patrol officers, for the most part, facing anything other than internal tribunals. The prosecutor that was involved in the case did not represent Tamir Rice.
Right.
He represented the cop who shot him.
That's right.
And that's just not okay.
You don't get used to being shot at. Mm-hmm. From the ground, from the air, it's nothing you get used to. So
You flew combat missions.
I flew 52 combat missions. You know, I remember coming back with the guys that I went over with. We didn't fly every mission together. We were, regrouped from time to time. But we flew most of them together, and we came back together. And it was common knowledge before we flew back that all the GIs were leaping out of the plane and kissing the earth. Mm-hmm. And I remember we couldn't wait for the plane to land and jump down and kiss America.
And I genuinely believe that there's not a conspiracy going on. Mm-hmm. So I got into this believing that if we could rally people, we would be allowed to at least make a case. And I hold on to that naive belief, because how do you get up in the morning?
We need a political revolution. And I'm beginning to see the seeds of that developing in this campaign, where working class people and young people begin to understand that it is imperative that they participate in the political process and that they demand a government which represents all of us, not just a few. So that's what we have got to do. I can't do it as president alone. We need that mass movement.
Well, the DNC is not going to turn around and love Bernie. In spite of however, fabulous he may be doing, he's going to be pushed back against. So he's very unlikely. He's not the first great Democratic candidate to raise these issues. And while these rebels make a valiant stand inside the Democratic Party, the party keeps marching to the right over the decades.
It's a pleasure to be with rebels. I like that.